Hey guys, what's cracking? Godsmith here, coming at you with the next V Fight Night. We've got a fight between two Protect decks. These decks are definitely all about protecting. They live up to their marker type. Up on the top, bearing the red gloves, we've got Mazcoon back at it on again, and this time he's on the prowl with some good old-fashioned Grand Blue. How are we doing?
Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Arrgh. And down on the blue glove side of things, at the bottom, I've got yours truly, myself. It's so weird to say it that way. I am you, me, RM. I'm going to be playing some Angel Feather today, and not any Angel Feather. It's going to be the revival of Metatron, which was a really early V-Series card that never really got any support after the fact, but still a pretty powerful boss. And with these new upgrades, it's going to feel like old school is wrecking new school. Just you wait. And now with that said, let's go ahead and get this going. According to log, it appears that Mazcoon was going first, so I'll go ahead and give you the first turn then. Stand up the Vanguard. Black Candle Osriel.
Captain Night Kid.
Ooh, nice.
Alright, I'll draw. I shall ride into Rookie Pirate Gina. We'll draw off of this. We'll get the energy generator. And then we will acknowledge for a second that our mats are technically thematic if you really think about it. Yours have angel wings, mine has a zombie girl. It's perfect.
Yeah, you know, we're playing our decks right now. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Alright, speaking of playing our decks, I'm going to do Gina's skill when placed on Van. I Soul Blast 1, discard a card from my hand, and then I get to search for my grade 3 Sleepless Skipper Blackgick. So we will Soul Blast 1. We are going to discard you, and we are going to go ahead and find the main guy himself.
Just straight up, yeah. That's yep. I mean, that's a pretty nice search. I mean, sure, you have to Soul Blast, it's only a break even, but it just gets you Blackgick. That is super pog for stability. Yep,
just grabs it straight from the deck. Missing the search or anything. Just gets it.
That's beautiful. Stand and draw. Ooh, that's a beautiful draw. All right, we're on line 2 here. Now, from my hand, I'll ride Crimson Heart Nahas. We'll draw an additional card from the starter skill and gain Energy Generator. Let's go for Energy Generator version V, as always. 3 energy already placed upon it as I'm going second, and additionally, let's not forget the Quick Shield ticket for going second, thanks to the starter, Black Candle Osriel. And to the hand it goes. Next, let's begin with Nahas. Nahas' skill. I look at the top 7 cards of the deck. I can add up to 1 card that has the name Crimson in it, add it to my hand, and then, after shuffling, I discard 1 card from my hand. I add the one and only Crimson Roar Metatron to my hands. And in exchange, I dismiss Quick Shield ticket. After that, I call Crimson Mind Baruch to rear guard. With support from Baruch, Nahas attacks.
I shall no guard this attack.
Let's go. Drive trigger check. It's a no trigger.
Damage trigger check. Critical trigger.
Over to you.
Alright. Stand and draw.
Should I do the Rekka thing where it's like super cute ride? Super adorable superior ride.
Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and ride into a not revival card, but a good card nonetheless. Riveting Franche.
Ooh, right. Riveting Franche. This is, for the nomenclature of V-Series, this would be considered the ride fixer for Grand Blue, and it's one of the most powerful ones because it enables a very open-ended multi-attack for the drop zone, even as a Vanguard.
Yep. Which, by the way, as all of them, they need a booster, so I'm going to call out what might be the best booster ever. Debatably, Pinot Gris.
Ooh, Pinot Gris, nice. That's a good hit, my guy.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and boost, do the skill, counterblast 1, and we get to superior call from drop. So I'm going to be superior calling out Lord Shadow Sultana.
No guard, bring it.
All right, drive check. Critical trigger. Crit to the van, power to Sultana.
Yeah. First check. It's a no trigger. And my second check. Alright, that's a critical trigger. I'm going to grant the effects to my Crimson Heart Nahas, of course.
Alright, so then this will be 19 into your 18.
Not so fast. I guard with Brisk Medical Aerial. When placed from hand on Guardian Circle by Energy Blasting 3, I can draw a card. And with that 5,000 added, I'll be at 23 to your 19.
Alrighty. That's gonna be it for me then.
Alright, back to me. Stand and draw. Now, Energy Charge 3 at beginning of ride phase. And I ride Crimson Drive Aphrodite. It's time for perhaps one of the most interesting facets that this deck has to offer. It's and for those of you old boys who knew what Metatron originally did, you may be able to see this one coming. From the soul, I activate the skill of Crimson Heart Nahas. Now, because my Vanguard is Crimson Drive Aphrodite and the opponent's Vanguard is Grade 2 or greater, I can place a Baruch from the rear circle and Nahas from the soul into the damage zone face up. And then from my hand or deck, Superior Ride into a Crimson Impact Metatron, just like that. So, Baruch and Nahas, to the damage zone you go. From the deck, you know what, I will say it. Super duper cute Superior Ride. That's painful.
What? You're already Superior Riding up to Grade 3 against me. You did not need to subject me to any more torture.
Oh, but I shall. Now, even though my Crimson Impact Metatron loses a drive for this ride, I do get the imaginary gift Protect, and I'll be going for Protect 1 as is tradition. Let's just type out Protect, because I actually don't often play the Protect decks in this one. Let's just go for the Brewery one, because why the heck not? Now, activating the additional skill of Metatron and the Ride Zone at the same time. So, from this ride line, there's one stipulation I haven't mentioned. After I do this ride, I can choose up to one card from my damage zone and put it on the bottom of the deck. After all, I am effectively going up to 2 damage here. So I'll place Pinky Tourist into the drop zone, or rather the bottom of the deck, and Crimson Impact Metatron skill is now online. By counterblasting 2, because I rode over a Grade 3, I'll be able to Superior Call a card from the damage zone and give 15,000 to Metatron. And you might be like, oh, but you didn't ride over a Grade 3. Oh, but yes, I did. Because with the skill of Crimson Drive Aphrodite, when you would ride Crimson Impact Metatron, this unit's regarded as Grade 3. Now, from my damage zone, I'm going to Superior Call once more Crimson Heart Nahas. Nahas' skill, we're going to look at the top 7 cards of that deck and see if I can't nag another Crimson from among them. And indeed, I can't, so we're going to go ahead and shuffle it up just like that. However, I'm not done yet. Crimson Impact Metatron still has another skill at her disposal. See, once per turn, I can choose a card from my damage zone and place it on the bottom of the deck in order to perform a rescue check. Think of it like Gabriel, but instead of going to the drop zone, we're going to throw them back to the deck because that is true salvation. Damage check. Ah, it's a heal trigger. Alright, now from this damage check, because you're 1 damage, and I'm also 1 damage at this damage check, I can heal out Baruch. 10,000 power is going to go to my Crimson Heart Nahas.
Keep in mind, everyone, this is all happening on Ride. This is technically not even happening in the main phase yet.
Well, yeah, the act is happening in the main phase, but all the other stuff was basically on Ride.
Yeah, everything else is just... Essentially, this is all happening on Ride.
Yeah, it's pretty rad though. I love what this deck can do now. We're gonna call from the hand Electrum Alia and activate skill by Soul Blasting 1. I can choose up to 1 card from the damage zone and call it to rear circle. And if I call it, I put the top card of the damage zone face down. Let's Superior Call Doctroid Refros, and then we'll pull from the top of the deck face down. Nahas moves up. Time for battle. Crimson Impact Metatron with support from Refros. This will be a total of 31 on your Vanguard with 1 drive.
No guard.
Drive trigger check. No trigger.
Damage trigger check. No trigger.
And next, let's go Nahas for 18 on Franch.
Alright, I'm going to be calling Great Keeper Skipper Supreme Soldier to the Guardian Circle. Normally, if I call this, if I have Blackgick or the Immortal Ship, it gets plus 10,000. But that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for other reasons. And you'll find out that by me doing this, getting another Pinot Noir into drop, for a total of 19.
But that's Pinot Gris. All right.
Pinot Gris, Pinot Noir, we know what we mean.
And then I attack with Electrum Alia for 12 on Franch.
Well, we will... Yeah, we'll intercept.
Very well, then. And that's all for me. I pass over to you. Let's see what you got.
Alright, stand and draw. Alright, first things first, let's get that charging going before I forget about it. And then we will ride into Sleepless Skipper, Blackgick. Imaginary gift, protect 1.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one.
Alright, now, first things first, at the beginning of my main, Blackgick gives me ability so that whenever my opponent's unit is retired from rear guard or guardian circle, I get to energy charge 1. That's right, this is the game that we're playing.
We're playing Sacrifice Glass, baby!
Alright, and I am now at 6 energy, which means that once I go to the battle phase, I'll be able to use his other skill, which I'm going to do right now. So, I Energy Blast 4, and I discard 1. I will be discarding a critical to Superior Ride from my deck, soul, or drop 1 Unfading Ship, Immortal Galleon. So here comes the big boy himself, or yes, big ship himself, or itself,
Its
or
type
herself.
is Ghost.
It's a big ship. Who cares?
Look at this thing. It's huge.
It's big. It's threatening.
Oh, I get it. The captain summons the ship. Ha ha ha.
Yep. And it also gets 15,000 power and -1 drive from this.
Minus drive. Shoot, that's just like my Crimson Impact. How does this keep happening? How do we keep having similarities out of nowhere? Metatron also got 15,000 from its own skill, but lost the drive.
Yeah. It's almost as if it was planned out. It totally wasn't, by the way.
Yeah, this kind of just came up randomly, but these decks complement each other so far. All right, so what? I'm pretty sure you didn't throw the ship on that Vanguard. It's just a token. What could it do?
All right. So when placed, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, and I get the following effects based on how many ships are inside my bind zone or face up on my Vanguard circle. Right now, I only have 1, so I only get the 1 or more skill, which is until end of turn, my opponent gets all your rear guards and cards in your drop zone lose all their abilities. Both players choose 3 cards from their drop and call them to open rear guard circles.
Oh, man. Okay. That's a fascinating skill. In which case, I'm going to call Crimson Mind Baruch and Brisk Medical Earwell to rear circle.
Alright. And I will be... Well, first I got to do my Counterblast. And I will be calling out Felger, I will be calling out Sultana, and I will also be calling out... Let's call it Pinot Gris, not Pinot Noir. I keep on getting used to saying Pinot.
He's not old enough.
I keep on getting them confused. Alright, so. This has happened. This is the spot that we're in. I am going to go ahead and swing with the ship unboosted for 27 1 drive at the Vanguard.
And it's got a skill now since it attacked.
Yep. Because of that, this is the inherited from Blackgick. Auto, Vanguard. Once per turn when this unit attack, choose one of your opponent's rear guards for each unfading ship in the bind zone +1. Retire them, and I get to stand this unit. So I'm going to go ahead and retire eeny, meeny, miny, this one.
Oh yeah. Sorry, girl. You tried your best. Okay.
And oh, hey, look at that. Rear guard was retired. Energy charge 1.
Oh my! That's so great. Okay, so this is 27 on 12. You gotta... I don't fear the 1 drive. Go for it.
All right. Drive check. Critical trigger.
Oh my.
I'll give crit to the ship, and power I will give to... Decisions. I'll give the power to Solgar. Alright, I am now going to swing while boosted for 20, 35, 2 crits to the Vanguard, still 1 drive.
Alright, let me use my imaginary gift Protect, and by discarding from my hand Crimson Heart Nahas, I can nullify the attack.
Alright, drive check, no trigger.
Okay. I'm safe
All
for
right.
now, but that's still scary.
Yep, very scary. Now I'm going to swing with Solgar. Solgar swings at the Vanguard.
Solgar's gonna swing at the Vanguard, right? You guess who actually didn't even take his initial 2 damage, bruh? Thank God there's no triggers there.
Oh, yeah.
we are clowns right now, dude.
Clearly, we know exactly what we're doing. So this is going to swing 22 at your Vanguard here. Oh, wait, not 22. It gains another 10k because of my Vanguard being the ship. So this is actually 32 at your Vanguard.
Ooh, that added bit of persuasion is gonna make the difference. No guard.
Alright, then skill at the end of the battle that it attacks, since my Vanguard is either a Blackgick or the ship, you get to choose one of your rear guards and you may retire it. If you don't, I would have to counterblast 1 or energy blast 4 to get a protect.
I'm gonna retire Nahas.
And with that, I get a charge 1. And then I'm going...
I am not gonna let you have that protect marker.
Yeah, smart. Now I'm going to swing with this column now. Because I have the ship, it gains +5 for every in my bind zone, but I don't have any in bind, so no extra power. So this is just going to swing for a good old-fashioned 17 on the Vanguard.
Oh, guard with some Yaza.
Alright, and unfortunately, I don't have enough to gain 2 energy blasts to return. So we are just going to end our turn there. End of turn, we are going to go ahead and re-ride back down into Blackgick using the Ghost Ship effect, and the Ghost Ship will bind itself from that. And because I rode down, I get another protect.
Alright. Tough so far, but it's manageable. It's time for a counterattack from yours truly. Pass that turn over, Worm. Stand for my arrival. I'm all about that invincible right now. Stand and draw. Okay. Energy charge 3, and then from one Metatron to the next, I ride Crimson Impact. Imaginary Gift, protect 1 once more to the hands. And then, when placed on a grade 3, just like last time, I can counterblast 2 and then superior call 1 card from the damage zone. And my Crimson Impact Metatron will get plus 15,000 power from this. Let's go ahead and superior call Scaling Angel. Scaling Angel has a skill when placed. As long as I take a face-up grade 2 or less card from the damage zone and place it into my soul, I can then choose a normal unit from the drop and put into the damage zone instead. So let's take Pier Keeper Recriel and place it into the soul, and in exchange, Aphrodite will be placed into the face-up damage zone. 15,000 power to Crimson Impact Metatron. Every time I do this skill, I'm effectively healing 1. That's the power of Metatron. Next up, let's activate skill of Metatron once more. By bot decking 1 card from my damage zone to the bottom of the deck, I can then cycle through for a rescue check. Okay, deck's still holding out on me for a quick second there, but it won't last forever. Now, exchanging the positions of Scaling Angel and my Brisk Medical Irrewell, with skill of my rear guard here, which is the Baruch that you so kindly allowed me to revive. As long as I have a Metatron, she gains 5,000 power and shield continuously. Then, let's superior call Brisk Medical Irrewell. Since I placed a grade 3 during the ride phase on top of another grade 3, Irrewell activates. Energy Blast 3, I can take a card from my damage zone, place it back into my hand, but it has to be face up, so let me add back Nahas. And rescue check once more. Ah, finally, we got a critical trigger. I'm going to grant the critical to my Crimson Impact Metatron, and the power will be going to the Brisk Medical Irrewell on the left. Alright, and that's all I can do for now, so let's begin battle. I swing with support. Even though the 4K is not going to matter for this particular attack, I might as well do it just to be a little goofy here. This will be for 31,000 with the critical and the twin drive this time.
31,000 with critical. Well, I'm going to guard out for 30k Sentinel to put me up to 42 to make this a 2 to pass.
Okay then, first check. That's a critical trigger. I'm going to grant all effects to Brisk Medical Irrewell. Second check. No trigger. and then swing with support. This is going to be for 22, and it'll be aiming straight at Solgar.
22 at Solgar. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to intercept the attack. The attack still hits, so both of them go to drop.
Wow, okay, I see. Wow, I see how clever you're being right now. Fine. In which case, let's attack for a total of 37 with a critical on Blackgick.
And I'm going to no guard this attack. First check. Heal trigger. No heal, but power to the van. And second check. Ooh, the quintet wall.
Flame shift D. Okay. I'll pass the turn on that.
Alright, my turn. Stand. Draw. Energy charge 3. We're going to go ahead and we're going to re-ride into Blackgick. Imaginary gift. Protect 1. Oh, that accidentally disappeared. Actually, you know what? We'll actually use that as my cost to Superior Ride. So we'll discard a Protect marker, we'll Energy Blast 4, and we will Superior Ride.
Okay.
Going straight into the ship.
The ship. So what do you do this time? You said it had accumulating benefits depending on how many ships you can get to. So.
Yep. So we'll do the cost first. Counter Blast 1. Soul Blast 1. We get to call out. Well, you have no open rearguard circles, so you don't get to call anything out. However, I still get to call them out. And because now I'm at 2 or more, all my front row unit gets plus 10k for the rest of the turn.
Wow. Okay, so it's almost like you did a Persona ride. So it's also it's interpreting what a turn 4 from Sacrifice Class would look like. That's neat.
Yep. And I will be calling out Soltuna. Or Sultana, is it? Yeah, Sultana. I'll be calling out Solgar. And I'll also be calling out the newly soul blasted Gigi. Or Gina, not Genie. Gigi's a different
Gigi, that's a Gear Chronicle, bro.
I apologize. Alright, so now that we are at this point, we still get plus 15 and minus 1 drive on the ship, but it's negligible. So, once again, we are going to swing. On attack happens now. I get to retire one of your rear guards for each of my galleons in the buying zone plus 1, so I get to retire 2. So I will be retiring both grade 2s in the front row.
Ooh. Well, they lost their abilities anyway, so it's not too big of a loss for me, thankfully. Hey.
Oh, you retired.
And Baruch, yeah. What are you doing in there? Get back out here. You're not dead yet. Because 2 were retired, I gain 2 energy. So we are swinging at your Vanguard for a good old-fashioned 2037. Okay, in which case, let me go ahead. Ooh, no, I don't want a chance at the one to pass. Bring it.
All right, drive check, heal trigger. Well, it would have broke through, so that's fun. I will give power onto Sultana, and I do heal. What are my options to heal? Because in Grand Blue, that matters, doesn't it?
So much.
Yeah, I will go ahead and heal out the Sultana. Not Sultana, the Solgar.
The Solgar. Ooh. Mayhaps you minorly misplayed by not counterblasting Flame Shift D.
Yeah, I did not think I was going to hit a heal, but you know what? I'm sure I'll be fine.
Oh, hey, speaking of heals, let's epic go. Alright, recover 1 damage and power goes to Metatron. As a classic, your heal enables my heal.
Well, I still have the second attack off, so let's go ahead and swing for 20, 35, 45 on the Vanguard.
Considering you can only ever get 1 drive here, I'm going to no-guard this attack.
Alright, drive check, critical trigger.
Ooh. Regrets, it's overwhelming, really.
Yeah, and this has 10 on it. Do I want to give more 10? Yeah, I'll actually give another 10 to Sultana. Sultuna. Yeah, no, Sultana. I had it right the first time, Sultana.
You doubt yourself, my son. First check. It's a no trigger. Oh, interesting one, though. Second check. It's a no trigger.
Alright. Now, Decisions. Yeah, I think I will do this. I will swing at your Vanguard with Solgar for 10, 22, 32, 40 at your Vanguard.
40, let's see. So that's going to demand 20k shield from me at the time. And because that's the case, I'm going to guard with Crimson Drive Aphrodite and my Crimson Mind Baruch. Baruch gaining an extra 5,000 shields I mentioned before.
Alright. So both of those get retired from the Guardian Circle, so I charge 2. Then, at the end, I will be triggering both effects. First off, I'll start by doing Gina. She'll Energy Blast 3. I draw a card and I retire her.
Alright.
Then, I will do Solgar skill. You choose one of your rear guards and you may retire it. If you don't, either I Counterblast or Energy Blast to get another Protect.
I'm going to retire Doctroid Retros.
Alright, and I get to charge 1 more off of that, putting me up to 5 energy. Now, Sultana swings at your Vanguard. And now, since I have a Ghost Ship in the bind, or not a Ghost Ship, Immortal Galleon, Unfading Ship, Immortal Galleon, this gains +5, so this is at +25. So that's 25. 35, 44, 50...
Hold on a second. So it's getting 25,000 for 34, 42, 52 it looks like.
52, yep, there we go, 52.
Okay, in which case, let me go ahead and guard that attack with a critical Sentinel as well as Crimson Drive Aphrodite.
Alright. And the turn now happens. I will be binding the ship. I'll be rewriting into Blackgick. I will be getting another Protect marker. And I am going to now do the effect of Sultana at the end of the turn. Because I have 2 ships bound now, I get Energy Blast 5, retire Sultana, and then I get to choose 4 cards with different graves from my drop and return them to the deck.
Let's see. You've got, yeah, you've got 1 of each grade because Sultana retires himself. That's nifty.
Yep, so I get to do a 2, a 1, a 3, and a 0, which will be my Crit Sentinel.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Normally Sentinels stay in there for Festival Collection PGs, but since you're putting it back, that might imply you're not even going for that in this deck.
Oh no, he's a smart man.
Oh no, I read your cards. I was like, I actually designed those. Those are some like, I love those guys, those Festival Collection PGs. I'm proud of them. Okay, anyway, enough reminiscing. Stand and draw. Well, in which case, I think it's time to present the new finest addition to the Crimson series, the pinnacle of it. I cross-ride the Vanguard. Crimson Roar Metatron. Imaginary gift, protect 1 to the hand. And then, Crimson Roar Metatron's cross-ride bonus is in effect. As long as Crimson Impact remains in the soul, the amount of cards it takes for me to lose becomes 7. Then, activating the main phase effect of my Crimson Impact, or rather Crimson Roar Metatron. Just like Impact, she can call a card from the damage zone by counterblasting 2. And I have to pay an additional Soul Blast 1 for that as well. But by doing that, I can then Superior Call a card and my Crimson Roar Metatron gains 10,000 power. However, I do take a damage after that. So unlike Crimson Impact, I don't actually heal from this effect, but I get Rescue Check. No trigger. Now, activating the skill of Aphrodite in my damage zone. When I call a card by the ability of my Vanguard with Metatron its card name, by Soul Blasting 1, Aphrodite can then Superior Call herself to my rearguard circle. And, once more, damage check. No trigger. Alright. And then, I think it's time for battle. Crimson Roar Metatron will attack the Vanguard for 22. And activating skill of Metatron on this attack. By discarding 1 card from my hand, I can choose 2 cards from my damage zone and place them on the bottom of the deck. I'll place Doctroid Refros and my face down card and twin damage check. First check, that's a critical trigger. I'm going to place all effects onto Crimson Roar Metatron. Second check, no trigger. That'll be 32 with a critical on your Vanguard, and it has the twin drive.
I'm going to perfect guard this using the protect marker, discarding a heal guardian from hand.
Alright then, in which case, Drive check 1. No trigger. Drive check 2. It's another critical trigger. In which case, I'm going to grant all effects to Crimson Impact Metatron. Why am I giving it to an already done attack? Well, that's because at the end of the battle that Metatron attacks, and I use her primary skill here, I can counterblast 2. Now, I have 5 cards in that damage zone, so I restand the Vanguard. Drive -2. Crimson Impact or Crimson Roar Metatron, I'm going to make that mistake a lock, swings for 42,000, 3 criticals, but no drives.
I'm going to perfect guard once more. Discarding from my hand, a critical trigger.
Okay, let's see. I can't get rid... I can't kill you this turn, but I could certainly try to push you close if I felt like it. This is tough. In your drop zone, you don't have many good revive options, so if you do the ship next turn, you're not going to have as strong of a field as you would like, but if I attack and you decided to guard, you'd be in a better position. In which case, I'm going to take a gamble. I end my turn there.
Interesting. Alright, well then, I shall stand and I shall draw. We'll charge 3, and once again, we are going to re-ride into the captain himself, Blackgick. Now, what to do? You are correct in saying that I don't have many good revives. However, I can make a good revive if I really wanted to right now. So, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Ooh, but I actually just realized I don't have enough energy, so I can't actually go into the ship.
You can't. And so because of that, you've stalled out for a turn.
Well, I can still do something, can't I? I'm going to call Skeleton Cannoneer from my hand.
Oh, this guy hasn't appeared yet. Oh dear.
Yep. Cannoneer's effect. When I call him to the rearguard circle, I can counterblast 1, choose one of your rearguards, and retire it. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to retire one of your Aphrodites in the front row. Specifically, I'm going to go ahead and retire this one.
Gotcha. Oh dear. Oh dear. I thought it didn't matter, but since you made the choice, I shall respect the choice. Man, we're just making so many like goofy plays here. That's funny. Man, hopefully this one turns out to be a more lighthearted fight as a result.
Yeah, hopefully. I do get to countercharge 1 off of this, though. So now, with that being the case, I'm going to make a little bit of an unorthodox play here. Well, I think it's a little unorthodox, but I think, you know, we got to do what we got to do, don't we, Josh?
We do got to do what we got to do. I don't suppose you're going to be overcalling Pinot Gris twice and then getting yourself back counterblasted.
Oh, you know what? That's a great idea! I'm going to overcall one of the Pinot Gris.
Oh, that's funny, but it works. It works.
I'm then going to use the newly dropped zone Pinot Gris effect. I'm going to discard a critical from my hand. And does Pinot Gris have to be called to an open circle?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. So I'll call it over to the circle where I called the crit. Discard the top part of my deck. Seeing if I get a good revive here. Crits are crits. And I get to countercharge 1. Actually, let me not countercharge that one.
Yeah, don't countercharge D.
Just in case. Now, I'll move on to the start of the battle phase. Energy Blast 4 and discard a card from my hand. I'll be discarding one of the PGs that I have from the Protect marker, and I'm going to go ahead and Superior Ride once more.
Oh dear, you're only going to get 1 revive off of this, but you do get all the effects now, and that's very concerning to me.
Yep. Only 1 revive, but I get the full benefits from this. And what are the benefits, people may be wondering? Well, first of all, you also get to call 2 cards from your drop if you would like to, so you have 2 open circles. Okay.
In which case, I'm going to be calling Crimson Mind Baruch, and I'll Superior call Crimson Drive Aphrodite to rear circle.
And I will be calling out Captain Night Kid. I get my 10,000 power to the front row, And now, because the total amount of ships that have been seen are 3, I also get to give my ship a critical +1 and a drive +1.
Wait, so that means it's twin drive?
It's twin drive from a crit each time with the additional +15 that it gets from Blackgick as well.
Oh no, dude! Oh no! If only I was a little faster. I could have stopped this. I could have stopped this. Now it's tragedy.
Yep. Now it's time to start swinging with the ship. I'll attack your Vanguard for 37 with 2 drives and a critical.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and garp a Black Spark Munkar and Scaling Angel to make this a 2 to pass.
Alright. Drive checks. First check, no trigger. Second check, no triggers. That's fine, but I get to energy charge 2 because 2 cards were to retire from the Guardian Circle. And also, I forgot as well on attack, I actually get to retire 3 of your rear guards because of the amount. So I'll retire the Aphrodites and the booster in the back row. This one over here.
Okay. Oh dear.
Now I shall swing again for 20, 30, 45 with 2 criticals.
I can't let this happen. I'm going to protect marker that by discarding some Yaza as costs.
Alright, twin drive once more. First check, Cannoneer. Second check. No triggers.
Okay.
But you only have 2 cards left in hand. So let's see if we can finish it here. So, we are going to swing at your Vanguard. For 10, 19, 28 at your Vanguard.
Let's see. Alright then. Damage check. Oh, I get a heal trigger. Now, notably, this wouldn't have killed me anyway because of the cross-ride bonus of Crimson Roar Metatron, but that is a fine-tuned bonus. Let's heal out Brisk Medical Earwell. And 10,000 power goes to my Vanguard.
And then this will be swinging for 32, or not 40, 32, 38 at your Vanguard.
38, meaning that...
Oh, wait, I also forgot one other thing. Cannoneer at the end of the... Oh, no, that's the end of the turn. Never mind.
Yeah, you're not quite there yet.
And I also didn't call it from drop, so I don't get the full benefit. If I called it from drop, it would have went into soul.
Damage check once more. Okay, no trigger. I'm now at 6 damage. I'm at my breaking point. But, you know, as a limit break deck, that's exactly where I want to be.
Alright, then at the end of the battle, once again, would you like to retire, or would you like to give me a free marker?
I can't let you have that. I'm going to get rid of Scaling Angel.
And that puts me up to 6 energy. Alright, this gets bound, and I get to go back into Blackgick.
Okay. It looks bad for me, but I can still overcome this situation. Stand and draw. Not very helpful, but it'll help get me there. So, activating the main phase skill of my Metatron. I'm going to counterblast 2. And Superior Call 1 card from the damage zone. The card that I'll Superior Call is Jafkeel. Jafkeel skill. When placed on the Vanna rear circle, I'm able to... Well, let me get my damage check first. Ooh, Scaling Angel. Not bad. Okay. With skill of Scaling Angel. How do I want to adjust this? Yeah. Because Scaling Angel could get me a card, but it wouldn't be quite to the zone that I need it to be. At the same time, however...
Don't you mean the skill of Jafkeel?
Yeah. Well, no, Jafkeel's going to activate. I'm trying to think if the skill of Scaling Angel would be like... Because I could recur it back off of Jafkeel, but is that what I need in this situation or not? Because I got a few different options in this damage zone. Let's see. So these 2 face downs are just that. They're not useful yet. Yeah, it has to be Scaling Angel. So I'll counterblast and subsequently add back Scaling Angel. And perform a rescue check. Crimson Mind Baruch. Okay. And then, after that, Scaling Angel, let's call. I'll call Scaling Angel behind my Jafgiel, who gained 3,000 power from her own skill. Scaling Skill. When placed on rear circle, since my drop has a normal unit, provided I put a grade 2 or less card from my damage zone into the soul.
I forgot to get my second protect.
You go do that. Place Jafgiel into the soul. And then, let's shoot for... I could be clever. Yeah, I can be clever. Alright then. I'm gonna place Aphrodite. Battle phase time. Wait. No, one more thing. Soul Blast. Return Smash Heart. And then put the top card of my deck into the damage zone face up.
You'll never know when you need that quintet wall, right?
Yep, never know. Did I energy charge this turn?
I don't think you did.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you did.
In which case, Energy Blast 7 and draw a card. Ooh. Fascinating. Okay. Battle phase. Crimson Roar Metatron with support from Baruch. Baruch gets 5,000 power continuously as long as I have a Metatron Vanguard. Then, Metatron's other skill. I discard Critical Hit Angel from my hand, choose 2 cards from my damage zone, place them on the bottom of the deck, and perform a Twin Rescue check. Then, at the end of that battle, if I have 5 or more cards in the damage zone, I'll be able to restand Metatron. First Rescue check. It's a heal trigger. I'll recover Crimson Roar Metatron from the damage zone and give more power to my Crimson Roar Metatron. And then my second check. It's a critical trigger. I'm going to grant all effects to Crimson Roar Metatron.
You're really trying to end it now, aren't you?
Yeah, I gotta bet everything on Metatron here. You have a lot of protection, you have a lot of recursion here, so in the grind game, I don't think I could defeat you, but if I play my cards right, it won't get to that point. Whew. Okay, so in total, this is going to be for 55 with the critical, and it has Twin Drive.
Yep, I'm going to have to PG that. I will be discarding a Cannoneer from my hand.
Okay, first check. It's a critical trigger. I'm going to grant the critical effect. Yes, we'll do all effects to Metatron. Second check. No trigger. Whew. At the end of that battle, Counterblast 2. Restand Crimson Roar Metatron once more. Drive -2. Crimson Roar Metatron, 52,000 power, 3 damage on your Vanguard.
Oh, I think you can guess what I'm about to do. I'm going to PG this once more. I'm going to discard from my hand, but I'm also going to intercept with the Cannoneer, and because my Vanguard is Blackgick, I can also intercept with Solgar.
Ooh, okay. In which case, since there's no more drives on that, let me think here. You've already given yourself good revive targets. Next turn, you can just call over Pinot Gris if you so desire. So, since that's the case, I don't even need to bother with that. Let me go ahead and attack with support. This is going to be for 20 on your Blackgick.
And I'm going to no-guard this hit. Damage check will be another Solgar.
Okay. I end my turn with that.
I stand, and I draw. 5 cards in your hand. How do I feel about that? I think I can break through if everything goes according to plan here. So, question is, do I need more than 2 counterblasts for this turn? Or do I even want more than 2 counterblasts for this turn? You know what? I do. Yeah, I think I do want 2 counterblasts. So I'm going to call over and call out Sultana. We'll move Sultana up. And then we will do the skill of Pinot Gris. We're going to discard a silver from my hand. We're going to discard the top card. Hey, another Sultana. That's good. And we are going to call over the Night Kid to this circle, and we will not energy charge. We will countercharge 1. Actually, let me not countercharge that one just in case. I want to
How many times you have to load this left
I
old man?
want to make sure that I play this optimally.
Oh, we have thrown optimal out the window, but this is a cool game, I must say.
Yep. All right. Moment of truth time. Energy blast 4. Discard a critical from my hand, and superior ride. Do another. Well, not another, but the last ship that I have in deck.
Oh dear. It's the last ship. The last ship, the last ace in a lost hand, to quote Persona.
Yep. And you may now choose to revive 2 cards, and I will be doing the same to revive 2 cards.
Okay. Let me resurrect from the drop zone. As always, Crimson Mine Baruch and Crimson Drive Afro. Ooh. You know, I mean, you're gonna retire it anyway, but I'm gonna be saucy and do Electrum Alia.
Alright. Oh, I forgot to do my Counterblast and Soul Blasts. Let me do that. And I will be calling out Bronche, and I will be calling out Silver.
Franch and Silver. Oh, this is why you're doing this. Because of the skill of Franch, you can get us a superior call during the battle phase to make this a 5 attack turn instead of a 4 attack turn. But you have to use your CB for that. Ooh, okay. This is scary then.
Yep. Alright. So, we are going to go ahead and we are going to start things off by swinging with the ship unboosted. Skill of the ship. Restand. I get to retire 4, so I will be retiring all the rear guards on the left and right side of the columns.
Okay. That Baruch has endured through numerous hardship.
So once again, 37, 2 crits. And twin drive as well.
Okay. Let's go Nurse's Smash Heart. Nurse's Smash Heart, Counterblast 1, and Quintet Wall. Look at the top 5 cards of the deck. What do I got here? Okay, let's go Brisk Medical Earwell, Nahas, Pinky Denturist, and another critical hit angel. So by doing that, that's a total of 45, putting me up to 57 to your 37. Yep, which makes this...
Makes this a 2 to hit.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Go for it. Come on,
First
baby.
check, no trigger. Second check. No triggers.
Okay.
That is fine with me. We are then going to swing with Sultana. Gains +5 for each one in my bind zone, so this is +15. So that's 15, 20, +9, 34 to your Vanguard.
I won't be taking this attack. Oh, it's a heal trigger.
You just don't know when to quit.
Yeah, you bet I don't. That's okay. This is where the benefits of Metatron start to really manifest here.
Alright, well then. We are going to swing while boosted, doing the skill, counterblasting 1, and I get to call a card out from my drop. I will be calling out a Solgar from drop.
Okay.
So we're swinging for 10, 19, plus 8, 27 on your Vanguard.
27 on the Vanguard.
And also, all those were retired, so I get to get energy. Maxed out on my energy.
Okay. Damage check, no trigger.
Alright, I am now going to be swinging with the ship once again. For 8, 20, 30, 45 to crit.
45, which means if I let's guard with a protect marker.
Alright, first check. No trigger. Second check. No trigger.
Whew.
Well then this is just going to be swinging for 40 at your Vanguard. Do you have enough to guard this last attack?
I do, and I'm going to do it from my drop zone, activating the skill of the card that I soul blasted a long time ago, which is Peter Keeper Recriel. Recriel is going to call herself out to the Guardian Circle, and in exchange, I remove Smash Heart. Whew. Okay, I managed to survive that attack. Now you're down to a reasonable amount of cards in hand.
Yep, but now I'm going to do the effect of Solgar once more at the end of the battle. Would you like to retire your rear guard?
I do.
Or do you want to give me... Okay. End the battle. Now, interesting wording on Immortal Galleon. It just says that if I rode, I may bind
exactly. It's immortal. It will come back next turn.
So instead, that's going to stay nicely in my soul. And because I'm rewriting, I get to get another protect marker to my hand regardless.
All right.
Okay.
Stand and draw.
Will this be the last turn?
It has to be, unfortunately. Now, call Jafkiel. And then because of that, Crimson Roar Metatron. So Crimson Roar Metatron is going to take 2 cards from the damage zone, place them on the bottom, then twin rescue check them, which means that in effect, there's no actual cards brought back. So it's only a matter of digging. In my deck, I should have a total of... Uh-oh, I'm running into deck out issues here. I think I have to do everything I can on this turn, but I don't know if I can do enough. Okay. Let's call and call. Crimson Roar Metatron. Skill activates. When it attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, discard 1 card from my hands. Take 2 cards from the damage zone and place them back. Let's put you and then you on the bottom of this deck. And perform twin rescue check. Okay, it's a critical trigger and a heal trigger. I'm going to grant all effects to Crimson Impact Metatron and recover 1 damage. Crimson Impact Metatron will be attacking you for a grand total of 37 with a critical.
37 for critical. Twin drive. I will be guarding with the 30k Sentinel from my hand. And then I will intercept with both cards.
Okay. That puts you at 57. Oh dear.
Yes. And how much did you say you were swinging for again?
Yes. Yeah, it's enough to... Oh, it's a 2 to pass, but that's enough.
Yep.
First check is no trigger, and then second check will be the critical trigger that I cycled back. I'm going to grant all effects to Jafkiel. And then, at the end of that battle, it may be over for me, but I'm going to go down swinging. Counterblast 2. And restand Crimson Roar Metatron. Drive -2. I attack for 32 with a critical on your Vanguard.
I will guard with a critical, and I will guard with silver.
Attack for 27, or no, it's 24 with a critical on your Vanguard.
And I will guard with the protect marker.
Whew. All right. And with that said, I passed my turn on that. Go ahead and finish me off.
Yep. Now, I could finish you off in a respectable way. But, well, I'll just pass it over to you and let you draw your last card for turn.
I see. And I know it'll be the heal trigger. And that's game. Okay,
that
victory goes
game.
to Grand Blue. Very long-winded match, that one. Definitely, I said at the beginning, these are two protect decks. They certainly are. There was just, and realistically, all it came down to in the end was one deck decking out the other, because these decks were stubborn to the end. It's kind of interesting, too, because it does seem like despite this late-game scaling of Blackgick, there was a potential for Metatron to be able to fire back and complete the job, had it just not run out of the deck size there. So, it requires a lot of careful management with this cards, right? Like, as Angel Feather traditionally did have this particular issue, and I mean, we don't even need to talk about Grand Blue, but it is interesting to see that because of how aggressive I was being to try and push through, it ended up backfiring. And perhaps the thing that truly did me in at the end of the day was using Smash Hearts, this Quintet Wall. Quintet Walls are quite powerful indeed, but the deck out issue that they bring to bear if you use their effects came on a full display here. And perhaps ultimately my greed was my own downfall there. And for my opponent, you played Blackgick splendidly, I must say. A lot of really cool choices here. Franch for the multi-attack, Pinot Gris for a really pog counter charge to then go into Franch multi-attacks. Yeah, splendidly done, my opponent.
Yeah, the only thing I do wish is that I was actually able to see my second copy of my Quintet Wall.
Oh, so you could do Quintet? Yeah, I mean, you can shuffle back cards, right? Because of Sultana, so you can actually use the Quintet Wall more reliable than I could. Which, I mean, it's kind of funny that Grand Blue wasn't the one who decked out in this game, but like, it just goes to show that when you play smart and conservatively, that won't come for a while, right? So again, very well played there. And with all that said, if you guys did like this fight night, well, there's still a few more ahead of us to enjoy for V Revival in this support wave. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the next fight. Or if you're looking for other forms of Vanguard content, then whether it be discussion videos, anime reactions, top 10s, custom card reviews, all that good stuff, we got it all here on this channel. So stay tuned for that as well. And with that said, take care and God bless.